So back in the days, many months ago, my passion was IT, not a librarian. I never see myself as a librarian, but life happened. The field chose me. I fell, I learned to love while I'm in it. Then, in the process of learning to love the profession, I learned to be curious because now it's not what I dream of. Through that process, I come across Sis Nomba Tembu, who inspired me and showed me what other things that we can have in a profession, the likes of Nozuko Kalana. Those were people that I start with at UWC, that they lay a foundation and introduce me to the system. And through them, while I was navigating, I was so fortunately, because of my curiosity and asking the why. Whenever you show me something, I always have a why and show you the other way that we can do these things. Then I was Maimuna Lond come along as well. I've learned a lot from her, shaping my career because I'm always curious and I'm always willing to learn. Sometimes you have to tell your boss what do you want so that your boss can feed and filter what is relevant to you. Through that, I've managed to hop. They said job hopping. For me, it's career development. I'm not job hopping. So I normally spend 4 to 5 years, then I go to somewhere else where whenever I see that opportunity of feeding my curiosity. Because one, you need to base your curiosity not on incentives, but on development. Because sometimes incentives is not always the stability that we are looking for. I went to CPUT where likes of Suleiman, they've got inspiration to me as well to learn more about the librarianship and feed my curiosity. What is so funny throughout between these three institutions, CPUT, UWC, Stellenbosch, I was always in a learning common space. So in that, in a nutshell, was feeding my IT that I was always envision myself in. But through those interaction, learning commons was limiting my capabilities and my curiosity. So you need to be opportunist. So when I was moved to UFS, they didn't have the learning commons that I was introduced to and that fit my curiosity. Now the ball game changed. So I always see myself as a unique person, that I don't see myself as an ordinary librarian. Then I had to seek for something that is new. That was the introduction of research and data management in our field. I pursue that in my aim because I wanted to be unique. That's where I end up landed on the assistant director, research and scholarly communication, because I was curious. And our world is getting more broader in research and scholarly communication because it's getting bigger and they introduce different things. With me, the problem is one, I'm not a routine person. That's why I'm job hopping, according to other colleagues. with me, I'm not job hopping. I want something, I want a challenge that keeps me out of my bed, that even in middle of the night when I turn and toss around, I must come up with the solution of that problem that I could not solve. So with the ordinary librarians, information literacy will always be information literacy. We are doing the same thing. EBSCO host will be the same way of searching. Whether you change the institution, you still do the same. So I always see myself as a unique. That's where I end up saying I'm a changing agent, because with me, I want something new that is going to keep me and give me the excitement, so that when I learn, I go back and teach other people. So in a nutshell, that's my career. I don't want to go deeper than that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Mangola. Ms. Mangola is a little bit shy because when she started out her career, she informed me that she started in retail. She was working in retail before she was even introduced to working in libraries. And
Yes.
as she mentioned, with the peers in the field, the mentoring, the cultivation of the passion of the field, she was able to secure employment at UWC, where she worked in the Learning Commons. She had a junior librarian role at the University of Stellenbosch. And then she went to work at the University of Free State, where she had an opportunity to explore her skill sets as a digital librarian. And now she's currently an assistant librarian. And she is well learned. She has presented in numerous conferences, LIASAUKS as well. And she completed her master's in record time, doing a full dissertation on adoption of RDM practices in South African University in South Africa. And she's currently registered as a scholar for her PhD as well. As you can see, we have quite strong, well-versed professionals in the field, as you have heard her say, that she is quite curious. And I also want to highlight that she also knows what she wants. She understands her interests as well, and she bargains on them, and she takes risks to cultivate a skill set, to learn more from other people in the profession, and became a specialist within the field. It is quite important. That is why I was so passionate about having these types of sessions where we engage as professionals and also future professionals, those who are still studying, to understand that the profession changes quite rapidly. And what you were taught in class 5 years ago, sometimes it's no longer standing. You have to adapt as you go along. You have to ensure that you learn all you can from your mentors, your supervisors, your teachers, your colleagues, and apply that knowledge for your own benefit and for the benefit of the entire profession, such as these ones where we're sharing how we came about in the profession, things we've learned over time. It does help because from my side, when I got into the profession and how I got in, it was quite interesting as well. I started out, I was studying sciences. After I completed my sciences, fortunately, I was aware because I always loved the library, always went to the library. even when I was studying in higher education. I was made aware of the postgraduate diploma in library and information sciences. So I did that. It was quite interesting because I always assumed that librarians read books all day long. To my surprise, that was not the case. I was introduced to the various departments when we did our work integrated learning. And I actually wanted to become a cataloger. And I never became a cataloger because of my other interests and also what I was exposed to. I ended up working at a publishing library, which was publishing legal information resources, which is Southern African legal information. I was there for quite some time. And then the law bug came back to bit me. So I did some studies in law. And then thereafter, I went to work at the University of Stellenbosch. That's where I met my colleague, Ms. Mangola, who were quite curious and would like to exploring things, technology, services, optimizing the way that we worked. And I think it was in 2017. I think it was 2017. That's when we first got a chance, an opportunity to collaborate on two presentations for conferences. One was LIASA and the other one was ISO. And she went to attend ISO, I went to attend LIASA. I think that year it was in Durban. It was quite a nerve-wracking, interesting journey. And then later on, I went to work as a librarian, an information librarian at the University of the Western Cape. And I also worked in the research space as a research librarian. And now currently I am at the University of Forte, working as a senior librarian in the research space, research and digital services. And along the way, picked up a lot of expertise, as she mentioned, a lot of networking with colleagues. You might think you know until you discover that you don't know. And unfortunately, time in class to teach you everything is quite limited because it is a focused program to ensure that you have certain competencies. And you'll discover also after you have graduated, once you get into the field, it gets a little different. Workflows are different. The strategy behind doing certain things, implementing certain technologies, and also trainings and capacitation is quite different. And as said, it was never the plan to become a librarian, but with the curious mind, I am quite passionate about technology, the legal field as well, and also people. So the librarian profession has ensured that I'm able to hone in on my three interests, my three vested passions. And it's been quite interesting and a journey because when we started out, a lot was still coming to play, especially in terms of technology and the services that are being offered in the profession. And COVID flipped the script to ensure that everybody needed to be technologically compliant and to be able also to work with technology whilst also still maintaining the key principles of the information profession that we are in. So that's my story. Namita, do you want to add anything there? Any questions from you guys? Anything that you'd like to know? This is an informal space just to let you in on what is out there from various, which is myself and my colleague. Unfortunately, we couldn't get our other colleague. He had other commitments. Just to share with you the path, sometimes it's not a straight line. And just because it's not a straight line for you doesn't mean that you will not get where you need to get. You will have to invest in yourself immensely. Take the opportunities that come at you, that are given to you. Seek opportunities as well. The worst that could happen is somebody just saying no. That's the worst that could happen. And then life will still carry on. And then you ask another person, you'll knock on various doors, and somebody will eventually say yes. And then you get to hone in your interest, you develop your skill set, and you become a professional in your own right. Nambita, anything you'd like to add there?
Yes, one thing that you must know, our profession is very small. You can mess up in your present work employer and everything, then you apply somewhere else. We just pick up or WhatsApp each other, like, do you know so and so? Tell me how it's like. Then you end up not getting appointed because of your attitude. So you must always know one thing, that you are the brand. So the way you are carrying yourself is important, not only when you're out of your employment, but even within your colleagues, because that speaks volumes about you. So whenever you you are asked with a task or they are introducing something at your workplace, if you're interested, just say, can you count me in? Don't ask about the compensation, what, and your KPA is not saying that. Just look at a broader picture, that you are taking the skill that you might end up not using at your current workplace. You can use it somewhere else. That's what my curiosity took me, because sometimes there will be a project and you'll find out it's got nothing to do with my portfolio, but I'm there. And the only thing I take is the skill that I'm going to use it somewhere else. So when you are collaborating with other people. By doing that, you are selling yourself somewhere else. You'll never know your next employer, but you are in charge of your development, joining those online platforms, and you learn a lot from them, from those. Then what happened with me, sometimes I will go and attend a webinar. So when we have a conversation about within ourselves at my workplace, I I don't have to be lost when they are talking about something, because I've already have an idea. So I will learn from the people that are well versed in that, but I always challenge them, like, have you seen this? They're like, no, I did. So by the time they are introducing something at my workplace, I already have a basic understanding. Then when they are selecting a team, I always raise my hand and said, you can count me in, at least I've got a basic understanding. So we take it from my basic understanding and add more on my pot. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Magnola. And that's how you grow as a person. If you box yourself, you will end up knowing only what you know inside that box. But if you open yourself up to collaboration, learning, and also trying something new, you end up developing, learning new skill sets. And sometimes you might think you know something until you realize that you actually don't. And having, knowledge is at the heart of what we do as librarians. We facilitate access to resources. We train our clientele on how to utilize the resources to navigate spaces. We have to be ethical when we are conducting our work, when dealing with our clients, even amongst ourselves as colleagues. We have to ensure that also we are doing things that are above the law, no unscrupulous misconduct as well. And we have to do all of that whilst being knowledgeable and keeping up to date and abreast with the changes that happen in our profession. As I said, colleagues, this is quite informal. Does anyone have a question? Does anyone have a comment? This was, I thought this would be important, especially those who might feel boxed in their current spaces that they're in. Those who are looking forward to joining us into the profession, that the world indeed is your oyster. You have to do so, always investing in yourself, ensuring that you learn all you can from your peers, uh, colleagues, clients as well, teachers, professors. And you must always have a teachable spirit. Things change all the time in this space, in the library professional space. Systems come and go, management comes and goes, but you'll still remain. So it is important that you invest in yourself. Grab every opportunity that is afforded to you and align your interests, align your professional interests mainly with the type of person that you are. Don't try and be something or someone you are not. It's very key to have knowledge of self. It makes life a little more easier once you understand what you like, your interests, your research interests as well, and things that you'd like to be involved in. It helps quite a lot because when the opportunities come, as Ms. Manuela did say, that incentives are not the end all and be it. You growing professionally as a person is the ultimate goal, ensuring that you are a well-seasoned professional that is even able to mentor others as they come along in their journey, even your colleagues as well. With that said, colleagues, we can take any questions, comments. You can unmute yourself. You can write on the chat. Does anyone have a question? Sorry. Where's my son? Here one. Colleagues, any questions? No questions, all good. Okay. This was very short. Apelele, you've got your hand up?
Yes, good morning, colleagues. I just want to ask something, but I'm not sure if you, Sbongiseni and Sis Nambita, would have knowledge, or answer to this, because it's based on the curriculum. So based on the experience you have accumulated across different libraries, to what extent are the undergraduate degrees offered by the LIS schools align with the current employment demand? And how effective do the programs in these schools develop the practical skills required in the profession? And do you think that it is aligned with a need? Do you think maybe there's a need for curriculum revision to better meet the industry expectations? So that is the
Yes.
question I have.
It's quite a
Interesting.
huge chunk. You can go first, Navita.
Yes and no. In the sense, yes, some institutions are aligned with the currency in terms of when you are doing your last year, it's mandatory that you must go and do a field work. But that field work sometimes it's limited because you are given a small portion exposure because they schedule for a week. So you can't learn everything that is happening on the practical world within a week. Instead, you'll be overwhelmed because there's a lot that you need to learn that is different from the theory that now you need to turn it into practicality of it. So I'm not sure if I answered you properly.
Thank you for chiming in, Ms. Mangola. From what I've gathered, when I was studying, and then when I was introduced to my first professional job, which was an online library, and then I went into the library space, I realized that there was a huge disconnect. Yes, in class, you're taught a lot of theory, and as Ms. Mangola did mention, that there is a limited practical aspect to it, because when we had to do our practical aspect, it was only for 2 weeks. And the 1 week, we were introduced to various departments in the library and what it is that they do. And then the following week, we were sent to specialized libraries. Now, as an employer, let's say I'm applying for a job, an employer is looking for a skill set when it comes to systems, knowledge of systems, how they work, and if I have experience in working with those systems. So there has been some strides that have been made by the various institutions to align with the changes, the rapid changes that happen in the actual profession when we are working, and the courses that have introduced as well, like a research data management course, uh, teaching librarian courses as well. I've seen them being offered at a master's level and some at undergraduate as an introduction. Introduction also to repositories, institutional repositories, how they work and function. I think also we do need to have a space, they do need to be revised to have a space where there could even be short courses, to gain expertise and skills for employability and also building skills development within a profession, especially for specialized information roles, such as in the research field. Because in the research field, you learn a lot by doing, and experience counts and it matters. Even in the information side of things, you have to have knowledge of systems, yes, retrieval, but also you need to be able to conduct the trainings to be able to teach the clientele as well. So from when I started out many moons ago, there has been quite a lot of change and development, aligning with what's going on in terms of trends internationally and also within the South African space. But there is room for improvement. Hopefully you've been captured, Mr. Nzimande.
Thank you very much, colleagues. That was very precise, and thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else with a question? Anyone else not sure how to go about in curating their future? Anybody maybe who's thinking deeply about them aligning with their interests? Anyone else, colleagues? If you're shy, you're more than welcome to type into the chat. Okay, I see there's a question. Okay, a DBC. Okay, okay, I will have a look at my emails and I will get back to you. Apologies. It's been a rocky week. I will get back to you regarding that. I will get back to you just after this session regarding your proposal. Anybody else, colleagues? Comment, concern? How was the program for those who've been here since the beginning till now, and even those who joined us on the journey to today? How has the program been? Have you gained some knowledge? Yes, Ria, you can come in.
Oh, good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Morning. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Mine is a comment. I got in a bit late, but I had Miss Mangola. Thank you very much for the motivation. I've always been saying, I too, a librarian. Library was not my first love, so I loved it that. Because sometimes you study for something, then you don't get a job, then you get a job, maybe say like I did in the library, then you get to love it because now you are there, you have no choice but to love it. So I laughed a bit when you mentioned that, yes, the field chose me. I fell in love with it, although it was not love at first sight. So now I studied, I see also here there's Letabo Lidwaba. I'm not sure if it's our lecture from UNISA. I studied, we did cataloging with him. I learned a lot. But now the challenge is now getting a job because currently I'm a library assistant. They would say, no, you don't have experience. Yes, you have a qualification, but you don't have experience. But then, like you mentioned, Sponseni, this is how we develop ourselves. It should be more about developing yourself. Then when the time is right, something will come out despite not having the experience that the bosses want and all that. So thank you very much. The sessions have been very informative. I enjoyed them. I wish there can be more of these because we learn every day. Like you keep on mentioning that sometimes you think that you know, but then you realize that actually, no, you didn't know anything or you didn't know much. Then I also loved this saying that you keep on saying that the worst that could happen is someone saying no. And I tell you, they are saying no. You get more no's than yeses. But then that's how we get strong. Ms. Mangola also mentioned that the profession is very small. Now our current technical manager is Judith Ngobo. I think she's from Fort Hare. So she was your colleague. Now she's with us here in Vanderbilt. So yeah, I really appreciate all the sessions. I have learned a lot and I've taken notes, and yes, I've learned a lot and I'm willing to learn more, not just for the incentive, but also to develop myself and so that I can be able to give a better service at my workplace. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ria. Thank you so, so much. We'll take, before we have our closing comments, Mavuna, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, Mavu, you can go in. Thank you.
I'm not sure if my question is also relevant to this. I was also listening to the previous speakers, but I just want to check in terms of LIASA. Since now, when you are after you completed your qualification and now you're looking for opportunities, since LIASA, being a LIASA membership is also counted on your CV. Like for example, you need to be a LIASA member so that it can also increase the opportunity to be shortlisted or to get a job. For those people maybe who don't know about LIASA, or maybe they can't pay the LIASA membership, how they can be assisted, how can be the information being spread to them? Thank you. Because some of the people, they don't know about this. Some of the, like for example, myself, I knew the LIASA was there, but I didn't know that you need to be a LIASA membership so that you can be, maybe on your CV can be shortlisted or can stand the opportunity to be shortlisted. Thank you.
Thank you so, so, so much for that. Let me start with you answering your question. There are various paying brackets for LIASA. So there are different amounts that are allocated based on the type of professional that you are. If you are a current student, LIASA membership for 2026 was voted during the meeting that was had during the LIASA conference. It will be 100 Rand. With my colleagues at the LIASA office, I'll definitely be championing that for next year to ensure that we have much more people that are registered. We will do various campaigns also to ask for assistance to the current professionals and also external stakeholders that we work with in the LIS space to fund membership for at least one other person in the profession. Those that are currently not working, they are, you'll correct me if I'm wrong, Apelele, their current membership is 350 Rand. And those that are professionals, it is 750 Rands. So those that are currently LIASA members, it is our duty as well to share the knowledge, the insight, and the information. And I do understand what you're saying. In that sense, LIASA also tried, and they have a WhatsApp channel. Apelele, if you don't mind, if you are able to, you can share the channel, the WhatsApp channel on the chat so that people can join and they also can share it. They are also visible on social media platforms. That would be your Facebooks, your LinkedIn as well. And they do share a lot of opportunities, conference opportunities, bursaries, conferences, and also any training that would be of significance to within the LIS sector, such as LIASA Academy, where people were introduced to things such as bibliometrics, research data management, information literacy in the fifth industrial revolution. And the onus is on us as professionals to drive and to share the knowledge with others. And I hope you take this to other people. And we do hope that also in the workspaces that you are in, you'll definitely be driving this. Ms. Manqolo, you can come in.
Thank you, Chair. I just want to add in terms of payment. LIASA, they've got a 3 months payment method that you can adopt if you're unemployed and you can't afford to pay that 350 at once. Then if you are registered full-time as a full-time student, it's 100 Rand. However, as Ms. Bungseni, there's a drive that we adopted. Then it was given a hashtag of hashtag 4,000. So I think if I'm not mistaken, there were pledges that were done during that conference. It's just that it's your opportunity. Once you are registered for 2026, then you can forward your details to Ms. Bungseni to initiate further in terms of paying that 100 Rand for you. Then you've got your membership number. One of the key, according to the current presidents that they fight for, it's like in our profession, if you are grade 12, they just appoint you. So with the membership certificate, it makes you unique that you are a full qualified librarian. Then it's just endorsement and making sure that you are the first preference and you're not undermined in the profession. Because now people like, no, you can have grade 12 and work to the library, you will be recognized as a professional librarian, of which it's not true. It's misleading. So having your professional certificate, it shows that you are a professional and you are a qualified librarian to be appointed. So many institutions now adopted that. What do they do if, let's say, let's say 2025, you are a member, 2026, you're not yet a member, and you apply for the job, they do consider you up until a certain period of 2026 using the previous year as a member. So if, let's say, now you're unemployed and 2025 you were a member but you couldn't be a member in 2026, some institutions, they do consider that because you were unemployed. So possible once you are appointed, the first thing they're going to recommend for you is to pay the membership and share, even if you share the receipt before you sign your acceptance that you are accepting, then they need you to share that promising letter that you pay, even if you pay for 1 month, but still it shows that you are taking initiative towards the membership. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Manuela. Hopefully, Mamvu, we've captured you there. We are passionate that we want everyone to have access to the profession, and having LIASA membership is definitely an investment because you are not only exposed to conferences, opportunities, you are also able to develop yourself. And there are also various awards that can be awarded as there. We will definitely working closely with Aphelele's office, the LIASA office, make sure that we advertise as rigorous as we can. Please do share with other people as well that there will be that opportunity of sponsorship, but it will be communicated next year, early next year. And Aphelele also did share the link to the WhatsApp channel where he readily They post various updates on anything that is going on within the profession, whether it's in-house, home, which is South Africa, even outside of South Africa, as mentioned in the session that we had on Tuesday. There are other library organizations. In Africa, we have AFLIA, and internationally, we have IFLA, and we do work with them from time to time closely. So you will definitely be kept on the loop if you subscribe to that WhatsApp channel. It is quite updated readily as well. Please do share it as well with keen future librarians, students, and other colleagues as well. Thank you so much for that question. Ria, thank you for your comments as well. Thank you for also sacrificing your time in joining us. When I had conceptualized this transformative mentorship, it was truly at the heart of ensuring people have access to the profession. It can be daunting, as you've said, you're currently in a junior role, but when you are applying for posts, you are informed that you do not have the expertise and the experience. And this was to create that space where people can know how to actually then go and gain those experiences and the expertise as well. And it's hard now. It will get better. When I started out, before I was able to get an opportunity in academic library because I was coming from a specialized library. On my weekends, I used to sacrifice 2 weekends in a month. I used to volunteer at a public library because I realized that I had no knowledge of systems, of library systems and how they worked. And at the time when I was a student, the institution was using a various system of which I didn't have much time to engage with it. But when I was volunteering, I used to volunteer at least 3 hours of my Saturday, and I managed to learn the system. I had very lovely colleagues when I was volunteering who also assisted me to learn the tricks of the trade, and it also allowed me to grow as a person. So, Ria, take that as a stepping stone. Now you know what you are missing. You know what is expected of you if you want to climb up. Then now we take this time, you recollect, you assess, and then you figure out how are you going to gain those skill sets. What also I can advise you on is this. When you are a library assistant, it's a junior role. Do speak to your supervisors, your librarians, that whenever they have trainings, ask to be involved, ask to be their hands, their extra hands as well. It helps quite a lot. You get to learn how people conduct training. You get to learn how people share knowledge and skills as well. And also they'll teach you how to do lesson plans for training, how to learn and where to learn the skill set. As mentioned earlier on, is that most of these things, there's not enough to be covered in class, but you learn by doing as you go along. And as said, yes, many people will say no, but there will be one who will say yes. Definitely always one to say yes. And Ms. Mangola is also saying job shadowing as well. Do express interest as well. People will not know that you're interested if you do not communicate that. Communicate that when an opportunity avails itself, that you are interested in doing job shadowing, even if it's 2 hours out of your day. It will definitely build your skill set. It will build your knowledge as well, and then you'll be able to express that at such and such a time in my career, I was exposed to ABCD. and this is how I managed to do it. This is how I managed to gain the skill set as well. I'll be with you just now, Camilla. There's also a question, Apelele, on the chat, which apparently we just need to confirm whether the LIASA benefits are the same for all groups.
Good morning, colleagues again. Well, LIASA membership categories do not all offer the same benefits in a sense. However, the most fundamental and crucial advantages generally includes professional recognition for employment purposes. If you are a LIASA member, opportunities for professional development like this one, which all members strive for, and discounts for conferences and direct communication through the LIASA online mailer and regular updates. So if you are a member, you'll benefit for that. But for, let's say, as I initially said, it's not always the same. If you are an individual member, you get to apply for the professional designation. And if you are a student, you cannot apply for a professional designation. And based on the LIASA constitution, there are other engagements like nominating or being nominated that you cannot undertake if you are a student or if you have a different category of membership other than maybe retired or individual. But to say something before I hand over back to you, Sibongiseni, I think it is very, very crucial for us as librarians or people in the profession to take ourselves seriously. LIASA is a professional body. There are numerous attempts that the board have done and the office have done in order to promote LIASA. We've went to different LIS schools and different municipalities hosting the LIASA flagship events like South African Library Week. But you'll find out that people in the profession do not take themselves seriously. They are not aware what LIASA is as a professional body. You go to other professionals, let's say the nurses or teachers, they know their professional body and they know says as their professional body or I forget the name, sorry. So it's high times that we as librarians, we take ourselves seriously as well and engage in the professional platforms and be inquisitive about what is happening in our profession, because not all information will come to your desk, will come to your library. But you as a librarian, what are you doing in order to be aware of what is going on in the profession? So it's high time that we do that as librarians. And the last thing to say is to Sisbong, thank you very much, Sisi, to organize for organizing this session. These sessions I may not have attended. I may have attended previous trainings, but due to certain circumstances, I was not fully present. The two sessions that I've attended recently have helped me tremendously as a young professional. I will carry the energy and motivation I gained from these webinars with me moving forward. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Apelele, for the kind words. And I hopefully, Ria, you've been captured. And we do motivate everybody to become a member. We are the professionals. We can change the status quo of how people view and deal with the profession itself. Camilla, you can chime in. Thank you.
There we are. Morning, everybody. I'm a professional librarian in a public library with 28 years experience. And my will to learn has never stopped. It's always been there. Being a member of LIASA is very difficult for me because I, for instance, need to be on counter serving public now. There are not enough people to go around at my library. And it's difficult for me to attend webinars, even though I do want to learn. Can any of these webinars be done after hours that people like me take part more often?
Camilla, there was a little break there. Do you mind just repeating yourself?
Okay, what I said is, if you can all hear me clearly, is it's very
Yes.
difficult for me to attend webinars during the day because I'm supposed to be serving public.
Yes.
Is there any way that some of these webinars could take place after hours when so people like me can take part?
Thank you, Camilla, for that. It becomes a difficult one at times. But what we do, all the trainings, the discussions we've been having under this transformative mentorship program is they have been recorded and they've been shared on the LIASA YouTube page. Apelel, if you do have that readily available, please do share it on the chat as well. It becomes a balance of probabilities, because this is a part of work. So hence we usually choose work time to do such things, as some people might not be available after hours to conduct the sessions or the trainings or any other developmental or conversation related space in relation to the profession in itself. So it becomes a little tricky. I'm not sure if LIASA, I'll put you on the spot. Maybe you can attest to if that would be a possibility in the future to have some of the sessions after hours. Is Apelem still with us? Okay, maybe he's just attending the call.
Hey, sorry.
yes,
sorry, I was still on the YouTube getting the link.
Okay, sorry about
Um,
that.
Well, membership in LIASA is the highest deciding body. So if maybe that's how the members feel or want, the board and the office maybe can try to adjust there, because if maybe we take these trainings to be maybe after hours, that means there will be some incentives adjustments as well. So this is what the can decide on based on what the members want. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Apelela. Camilla, hopefully you've been captured.
Can I add something?
Yes, you can go ahead.
Sometimes, Camilla, it's not about the members, what they want. It's about the availability of the speaker, because sometimes the speaker will give you time that I'm available during this time. Now you have to plan according to that availability of the speaker, because some of the speakers, their availability is very, very limited. I know I once be an event organizer. It's difficult because once you secure, they give you 2 different possible times. So now, with a mind of members, what time will be ideally for members to be available, then we have to plan according to what you are given to, if you want that speaker.
Definitely. And Camilla, yes, as much as at times you might not be able to attend, do take comfort in the fact that the sessions are recorded, and Apelele has shared the YouTube channel where you can go and watch the recording, engage with it. And if you do have then pressing questions for the speakers, I'm sure they would have shared their contact details, and then maybe you can engage with them offline. As Apilele said, we are the deciding body. We make up LIASA. So if majority members, it is put into a vote as a motion, and people do want them after hours, taking into consideration as well the availability of the speakers as well. Maybe it's something that it can be looked at for future, presentations as well. Hopefully you've been captured coming in. Thank you so much for that. And sometimes because of COVID, post-COVID life, most of the sessions that we have are online, and rules of engagement and common procedure is that you record the sessions and you ensure that people who registered for the session do have access to it, and the people who attended. And LIASA goes a step further to ensure availability to all by ensuring that it is published on the YouTube channel. You can just go to LIASA News and also keep up to date also with the WhatsApp channel that they have. Yeah, I think that works. Thank you so much, colleagues. Any last comments, remarks? Anybody on the floor wants to share their piece? Going once, going twice. Okay. So, as this was advertised initially when we started out in September, that it's a 6-part series, the mentorship transformative program. People who did attend at least four sessions out of the 5 will definitely be getting a certificate of participation. We hope it helps you as a stepping stone in curating a career filled with much more possibilities and opportunities. Please do bear with us. Please be patient with us. We need to check or verify all the records of who was there, and also curate the certification of participation sponsored by LIASA and Universal Knowledge Software, who was the one who funded the prize for Librarian of the Year for 2024-2025 for myself as Sibongiseni Kwashu. We do appreciate your time. We appreciate the comments, the questions, the engagement that you have shown us, and the grace, and also being kind to us, as sometimes they have to shift dates and also keep to this time just to ensure that everybody, there's a healthy dose of attending these sessions and also being able to get on with the work that we have to do at our respective institutions. I really do hope that you've learned a thing or two, and your greatest asset in this profession is yourself. Do invest in yourself, make friends, connect with people, ask people questions, be sure of what you want, know what you want, and find ways on how to get there. The worst that could happen is somebody saying no, and who knows, the next one will say yes. And we are a community. We are here for each other. And my email, I've shared it readily. Whatever assistance I am able to afford you, if I need to call on a friend in the profession, I need to call on LIASA, we'll try by all means necessary to assist you where possible. Remember, You are the author of your greatest book, which is your entire life. This is only a stepping stone into the greatness that you could be. And thank you very much to Ms. Mangola for never turning down all of our invitations. Thank you always for your wisdom, your insight, and your zeal at motivating others to be as passionate as you are about the profession. Thank you to Uaphelele, the guy who ensures that we're all live, who ensures he reminds us about the sessions. He's the greatest wingman of all time for the year. Thank you so much, Aphelele, for your patience and always availing yourself in assisting us. And we do hope with the coming sessions for next year, we're not sure what's in store as yet. We do hope that we will collaborate with other colleagues and the various librarians of the years and everybody else who has won an award to collaborate effectively for the betterment of our people within the profession and to see each other grow. With that said, siyabulela. Bayadanki, thank you to each and every one of you. And the session has come to an end.